Oh, that's great. The rest of it is we were gonna donate to Mexico, but I didn't want to get out of Mexico. Too much work.
Just make sure you buy the right.
There's like this.
I really appreciate that you guys did.
Right
And this new thing that.
Oh, yeah, that's, well, the courts kind of demanded it, which was a good thing.
Hey,
You could take a Coast Guard,
No, I'm just,
navigation.
Absolutely.
had a rib blow out over the weekend and the chiropractor put it back in yesterday evening. But I think it went back out again. Bless you.
I have a personal watercraft. You're gonna have to catch me first. It's like this, and my spine says that's it. Just call it a day.
It's a little rough today. Where that?
It's a little rough today. Somebody threw a pebble in on the other side. Waves are coming.
Even when it's like
Glass. Yeah, they kind of make their own.
Yep.
It is the fun.
Oh, pretty good. Listen, I used to run a salmon fishing boat.
Yeah, Fred had his commercial fishing.
It just.
You never know what's gonna come out.
Well, Fred's doing the one-upsmanship. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I did.
I used to fish for blue whales.
Yeah, I found out that.
Put it in my 16-foot little box boiler. It was a chore. Yeah, those are unsinkable boats.
man, just wait until he talks about that fish that turned into a whale. You know, it went from this small to actually
Keep the story at every time. It's told.
Exactly.
That's the weight, that's different.
That's every day.
Listen, I can document every fish I caught because I sold it.
Yeah, you probably still have the record.
You sure don't.
I do, actually. Somewhere.
And the cast.
Meeting yesterday.
How much?
There were only 2 people that showed up once.
Yes, we had that conversation. Thank you. I understand there were probably 15 or 16 online, but we're going to remedy that in the future.
Because I was sure I was not the only one that was listening in.
You did.
I agree. I was sure as well, but I couldn't see it. And my attention was elsewhere at the time.
Sure. And well, it should be. Good morning, Ron. Good morning.
Morning, Brian.
Morning.
I mean, just to make all motions today.
If you would, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yep.
Including if you'd be willing to amend the agenda to remove the planning item?
Yep.
Thank you.
I'll play it.
Are the clerks ready? All right. It is 9:04 on July 8th, 2025, and we call to order this meeting of the Bonner County Board of Commissioners for our regular business meeting. And with that, we'll request our invocation, please.
Father, thank you that we can come to you. We just acknowledge that you are above all things and that you know all things. And so we're confident in knowing that you know everything. We just turn this meeting over to you. We ask you, Father, for ears that will listen, but more than that, that will hear the hearts of each other. That your peace would be here, but more than that, a desire to have what you want and what's best for our community. And we just ask for that today. And Father, thank you for this amazing place that we live. Thank you for the law enforcement officers that we have, the first responder, the firefighters, and we just bless them, Father, in everything that they do. And for the county commissioners, we bless them with your wisdom, with your understanding, with your insight, and that they would know your heart and mind. And we just say thank you today, Father, and we just commit Idaho to you. We commit North Idaho, Bonner County to you, and we bless you in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Thank you. Before we move into the order of the agenda, just wanted to mention that Commissioner Williams is unable to join us today due to an emergency. And also, Mr. Wilson with the prosecutor's office is ill and will not be able to attend, so we may be reading the prosecutor's items if no one else from the prosecutor's office shows up.
Okay.
Who's online?
Oh, he's online. Perfect. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Commissioner Corn, if you're willing to make a motion regarding the order of agenda.
Based on the information before us, I move to amend the order of agenda by removing the planning item, action item, discussion decision regarding administrative appeal VRP 2021-0030 and continuing this item on July 15th, 2025.
Step down in second. Discussion.
None?
I'll just state that the reason that this is being continued is at the request of the appellant. Roll call vote, please.
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries.
Based on the information before us, I move to adopt the order of agenda as amended.
Step down in second. Any discussion?
None?
Roll call vote, please.
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries. On to our consent agenda. We have the minutes, number of liquor licenses, as well as catering permits, plats for final approval, and we have one invoice over $5,000 for the sheriff's office, which is a confidential item associated with mobile data computers. If you'd like to make a motion,
Based on the information before us, I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
step down and second. Any discussion?
None?
Any public comment on this item? Seeing none, roll call vote, please. Yes?
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have the clerk.
Morning, Commissioners. Morning, everybody. Before you, I have Claims Batch 39 totaling $325,904.69. And out of that, the large items, we have about $70,000 for dust abatement, $23,000 for road and bridge fuel, roughly. And we also have $51,000 for junior college. We levy for that, and we pay the tuition subsidy for that.
Would you mind explaining that just a little further for
Sure.
the public? That
Yeah.
was new information. I became a commissioner, and so I think it's great for the public to understand how and why those funds are expended.
So when Bonner County residents go to school in a different county, we pay, they get residency here, and we pay, they establish, confirm residency here, and then we have to pay $500 per semester, up to $3,000 total for their tuition
Thank you.
by law.
Entertain a motion?
Based on the information before us, I move to approve payment of the FY25 claims in batch number 39 totaling $325,904.69.
Step down in second. Any public comment on this item? Is there a hand up online? Mr. Patterson?
I don't even see him up there.
I can't see
It
the
looks like
name either.
Michelle Johnson, maybe. Oh, yes.
Maureen or Doug, if you'd like to make a public comment on this agenda item, you are muted currently. We are still not able to hear you. I can see that you unmuted, but we're still not able to hear you.
Maybe we could guess what the question would be. Okay.
Yeah.
There?
Oh, we can hear you now.
Okay, so I wanted to thank Mike for his helping to explain the expenses that were put in on this the emergency spending things here. But I was surprised about that tuition thing. But I wanted to thank him for his continuing to point out the big expenses. Thank you.
Sure, these aren't emergencies, these are just regular payments. The junior college is something all counties have to do, except those that have students or universities in their own county. It's a state law.
Any additional public comment? Seeing none, any board discussion?
Nope.
Okay, with that, roll call vote, please.
Yes.
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, clerk. Okay, we removed the planning item from this agenda to continue to next week. The next item is the prosecutor. Prosecutor Marshall, are you going to be presenting on behalf of Mr. Wilson? You're muted currently, sir.
How about now?
We can hear you now.
Oh, that's good. Thank you. Actually, probably Allie Fox is here, the director of Lilybrook, and she's going to have more details on it. But it's by and large, it's good news. She's received a large grant, and the difficulty is that a lot of it's got to be spent in the next coming months, and so that's a pretty good problem to have. And so, if she could chime in, I think she could give you a lot more details than I can.
Okay, do either of you have the memorandums in front of you to read those, or would you like one of us to read them and then you can offer additional commentary?
I do not have the memorandum in front of me because I didn't know Bill was going to be sick, unfortunately, this morning.
Okay, then I can read the first memorandum, and then you guys can add anything to that you'd like.
Thank you, Commissioner.
You're welcome. So this is regarding unanticipated revenue for the VAST Lilybrook Family Justice Center. Lilybrook Family Justice Center has received a grant from Children at Risk Task Force, known as CARTF, in the amount of $4,475. This money is to be used to cover costs of registration for the Dallas Crimes Against Children Conference from August 3rd through the 7th of 2025 for key staff from the Lilybrook Family Justice Center and the Bonner County Multidisciplinary Team. Before VAST may utilize the funds, the Board of County Commissioners must accept the funds by opening the budget and allocating them appropriately. If there's any additional information that you can or would like to offer regarding this particular grant item and the conference that's associated with it, that would be appreciated.
The conference is an annual conference in Dallas in August, which is not the most pleasant place you'd want to go in August, frankly, but it's an outstanding conference. There are thousands of people there. And I know I've never attended it, but the people that work in Lilybrook and the prosecutors that help prosecute their cases have all told me it's a wonderful conference.
Great. Do we know if this covers all of the associated expenses or if there are already other expenses that are accounted for within budgets?
I believe it does cover all expenses, but if it does not, we do have budgeted money for it. I know we don't need to transfer any money from any of our other operating budget.
Okay, and then before I call on Ms. Fox for her information, could you also describe for us what the multidisciplinary team is of Bonner County?
Absolutely, Commissioner. The multidisciplinary team is, it's actually mandated by statute that the prosecuting attorneys of the various counties operate and run a multidisciplinary team, which consists of law enforcement, juvenile probation. It consists of medical personnel and others that are interested in health and welfare, CASA potentially even. Others that are concerned with the welfare of child within our communities. We've had a very successful multidisciplinary team for a long time. It actually predates me, and so I'm not going to take any credit for it. But we've got a great group, and essentially what it is it's a bunch of people that can talk about things in a confidential manner. So like we as prosecutors, a lot of times we don't know the in and outs of what's going on in a kid's life, but when people come in from the school or from health and welfare or other things, we have a lot better sense of what's happening to our children. And so it's very beneficial for this community. I'm very proud of it. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. And Ms. Fox, did you have additional information that you'd like to share? You are currently muted, so if you unmute, we should be able to hear you. You appear to still be muted. Okay. We're gonna move forward at this point. If I see your hand come back up, then we'll call on you again to see if we're able to get the technology to work. So with the information that's before us, Commissioner, would you like to make a motion?
Based on the information before us, I move the board to approve resolution number 25-40, authorizing the receipt of unanticipated revenue in the total amount of $4,475 for use by the LBFJC in furthermore of its mission to support victims of violence in Bonner County by attending this conference.
Step down in second. Any public comment on this item? Seeing none, any deliberation amongst the board? Nope. Sounds like a good opportunity for education on important topics. So with that then, roll call vote, please. Yes?
Yes.
Motion carries. And the prosecutor, item number 2 is similar but not the same. So unanticipated revenue for Lilybrook Family Justice Center. Lilybrook Family Justice Center has received a grant from the Idaho State Child Advocacy Center grant program in the amount of $77,916.75 for the first quarter of the grant cycle ending 9/30/25. Before Lilybrook Family Justice Center may utilize the funds, the Board of County Commissioners must accept the funds by opening the budget and allocating them appropriately. Lilybrook Family Justice Center will use these funds in accordance with the CAC guidelines for assisting victims. Prosecutor Marshall, if there's additional information that you could share on this item, that would be appreciated. And I'm sorry, the CAC stands for Child Advocacy Center.
Yes, it does. Thank you, Commissioner. And this is the one I thought was first on the agenda, and that's why I said it was a large grant. If you notice it, when it says it's in the first quarter, it's not our first quarter. It's actually our last quarter, the state's first quarter. And so that's why we have a very short period of time to actually utilize these funds until I believe September 30th. And so, and these are more particularized in that it has to be for the mission of the CAC. We're a little bit different than other areas of the state. A lot of CACs are run privately. We do it through the county, which I think is actually pretty smart because a lot of the functions that they would be doing anyway by the Idaho Constitution and statutes, I would have to provide those in terms of victim services. And so while we do a little bit more than a typical prosecutor's office, I think it's well worth it and it's good for the taxpayers. And of course, it gives us these opportunities for monies that normally a prosecutor's office would not be getting. And so this is the one where Allie's only got a few months to be able to spend this money. And that's why I brought it up is that, you know, the difficulty, to be honest with you, is in spending this. It's not a bad thing, obviously.
And prosecutor, is there any type of penalty or repercussion other than potentially just losing some of those funds if we're unable to spend them?
I don't think so. There's no penalty. Obviously, if we can't spend it, we would be probably frowned upon in terms of future getting a grant such as that. If we're not able to actually spend it, you know, it might lower us and for a future grant. But there's no potential penalty to the county. It would essentially, we would just have to return the monies back to the state.
Okay, thank you. And it looks like Ms. Fox might have additional information for us.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can. If you could try to move a little bit closer to the microphone or speak louder, it's just faint.
Is this better?
Much better, thank you.
Good morning, guys. Sorry, I apologize for the technology handicap on my end. So yes, this particular grant money is from the state CAC. and it was unexpected and passed by legislatives. And so they are dividing $3 million between all the CACs within the state of Idaho. And so we are blessed with a new portion. And in this first quarter of their fiscal year is from now until September 30th. And so we got $77,000 that we get to spend for the CAC portion of what we do here. So I'm very fortunate to be able to look to spending some of that. If we don't spend all of it, it does not roll over into the next fiscal year. So whatever is left over, they will take back and distribute it to other CACs within the state.
Great, thank you. That sounds like a good way to utilize the funds.
Can I confirm that there's no county match on this?
That is correct.
Any other questions, Commissioner?
Prosecutor Marshall, you still there?
Yes, I am.
Was this approved by legal?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Does the community, I'm sorry, we should entertain the motion first.
I will make the motion based on the information before us. I move for the board to approve resolution number 25-41, authorizing the receipt of unanticipated revenue in the total amount of $77,916.75 for use by the LBFAC in accordance with the CAC guidelines for the furtherance of its mission to support victims of violence in Bonner County.
Step down in second. Do we have any public comment on this agenda item? Seeing none, board deliberation?
I have none.
Nor do I with deliberation. Just again, seems like a great opportunity, so appreciate the state providing that. With that then.
Well, the state didn't actually.
Well, the taxpayers, the state reallocated our tax dollars.
Right, thank you for clarifying that.
Good point. Roll call vote, please.
Yes.
Yes, motion carries. Next on the agenda, we have the District 1 Commissioner update. I do continue to receive comments and suggestions from community members with regard to a variety of different land use related files, as well as some road and bridge items. I will simply say that because the board has been engaged in the Board of Equalization, for those who don't know, which is to work with the assessor's office on having property owners in the county who have appealed the assessed value of their property. The Board of Commissioners becomes the Board of Equalization for this time of the year. We hear those appeals and then make decisions on what we believe the correct property value should be. That is a very time-consuming process right now. So the majority of the board's time is being consumed by that. In addition to the fact that we just had a hearing yesterday for a land use file associated with an RV park conditional use permit. And so there was a lot of time that went into preparing for that hearing yesterday. So that's the majority of where my time has been spent recently. And the high priority tasks have been preparing for and actually just making it through all of those different hearings at the moment. So does anybody have any questions with regard to those update items? All right, seeing none, I'll turn it over to the District 3 Commissioner report, since we don't have our District 2 Commissioner with us today.
And just a quick follow-up on what you reported on the BOEs. I think we should give a shout out to our assessor, Dennis Engelhardt, for having probably one of the lowest BOEs in, I don't know how long. I think we had like 80 some this year. Last year there was like over 120. So just a shout out to him and his department for doing such a great job with the public. I don't have much to report on meetings and events attended last week other than participating in the Sandpoint Independence Day Parade on last Friday, celebrating our freedom. So that is all I have for this week.
Okay, thank you. So with that, we'll open it up for public comment. I do ask, please, that public comment be directed to the board be associated with county business, and I request that it be done in a respectful manner.
It's a lot of requests.
It is.
Jeff
All I
Armstrong,
can do
Bonner
is
County.
ask.
What's that?
All I can do is ask.
I will do my best, sir. Jeff Armstrong, Bonner County resident, also fire chief for a few fire districts around here. So I just wanted to bring a couple things up. They are county business. They are the business of the residents of those districts. So we have a town hall this Saturday, July 12th at 2 p.m. at the Sandpoint Library with the fire commissioners. They'll be providing information on staffing updates, a shifting of budget priorities, a little bit of an update on our volunteer program, and then most importantly, they're going to be taking your questions and input. We're launching into a needs assessment and a strategic plan moving forward, and I know I've been talking about that for a while, but with the levy outcome, that strategic plan looks different. So we want your input. We want you to be involved. I know it's super easy to get on Facebook and make posts, but unless you come and have your voice be heard, then these commissioners don't really know what the community is expecting. 2 p.m., July 12th, this Saturday at the Sandpoint Library. And as you go in, there's a community room to the left. So a couple things just operationally. I think folks are tracking some of the changes we made. The Carywood Fire Station, it does not have paid staffing in anymore. It's returned to a volunteer station. We've shifted some folks out of the Sagal district to free up some budget needs there to address some issues with apparatus, future needs for the station. And in essence, we've eliminated the one-person engine companies, which is something we've been working a long time to do. It's unsafe, ineffective. So happy with that. That's the silver lining coming out of the May 20th vote. In 2 weeks, we'll be doing a workshop, which is going to take a lot of the input from the community and kind of put that into a workshop with the 3 districts. That date's yet to be determined, but I'm sure it's probably going to fall on a Wednesday, which seems to be our default for meetings. We're going to be doing a workshop to talk about, should the districts separate? Should they go back to doing their own thing? Should they continue in the JPA? What are we missing with regard to making sure that we're running a low overhead, cost-efficient organization? So that's going to be also another opportunity for people to get involved. So please watch for social media or polling. I have 11 elected officials that I report to, so I'm trying to poll everybody and get them to agree on a time. Last but not least, and I know I'm running on time, impact fees. The 3 districts need to form a committee to talk about impact fees. This is not something that's going to affect us anytime soon, but I'm trying to set future generations up for success. Impact fees can only be used for a new fire station, a new fire engine in that new fire station. It's not to help us with our current budget woes, but if we don't start talking about it now, 10 years from now, they'll be in even a worse spot than we're in right now. So I'm looking for people that live in the 3 districts. There's a certain way that those impact fee committees have to be formed. There has to be somebody from development. But if you're interested, just shoot me an email and I'll try to fit you into the committee. Northside already has impact fees. We just need to reform their committee because City of Ponderay is no longer going to be their impact fee committee. And then the 2 other districts, this is the first time we've actually jumped into it. So the committee is the one that decides if we move forward. The committee decides if our needs assessment is accurate. So it's really a community-driven thing. So please get involved. And then last but not least, I sent you an email this morning and the planning commissioners an email on growth and my concerns with Bluey. Please take some time to sit down and read that. If anybody in the community wants that, copy that email, I'm happy to forward it. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Martin.
Wayne Martin, Bonner County resident. Going to be brief today. Wish to thank the commissioners for all the hard work that you guys have been doing, all 3 of you, for all the decisions that have been, coming your way. Being able to watch and see what you guys are going through, it shows that by doing that, you are greatly providing the courts more information, which is going to make it better, in my opinion, and make it harder litigation-wise for them to be able to sue the county, so that the outcomes will be more favorable to the county. So thank you all for that.
Thank you. Hello, sir.
Hi, my name is Max. I'm here to talk about my participation in Bonner County 4-H.
Max, could you do me a favor? Could you state your last name and if you're a Bonner County resident?
My last name is Watson, and I am a Bonner County resident.
Thank you, sir.
4-H is important to me because it's a great opportunity to raise money for later expenses like a car or college. And one thing that 4-H has taught me is how to speak in front of crowds.
Excellent, thank you. Good job.
Thanks.
So yeah, if you could state your name and if you're a Bonner County resident.
Hi, my name is Olivia Watson. I am a Bonner County resident. I'm 12 years old and this is my 4th year doing 4-H. 4-H has taught me to persevere when things get tough. For example, when you have an unruly pig, you have to be patient and keep going. 4-H also teaches you responsibility and how to take care of an animal.
Great, thank you. Good job.
Thank you.
Do we have any additional public comment? This is a hard one to follow. Okay, seeing none. It is 9:33 a.m. and this meeting is adjourned.